Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're taking a look at the Ministry of Balance Carriers 2.0. That's right, first wave. So we're taking a look at the Ministry of Balance changes that are coming in the next update on Monday, May 27th, 2024. So, welcome to the new edition of Ministry of Balance for the June update 2024, which brings a major rework for aircraft carriers to improve the overall experience they offer for players both commanding and combating them. Yeah, they're carriers. I don't think there's ever really a good, situation where, you see an enemy carrier and you're like, oh, yay. I mean, the only time you go yay if there's an enemy carrier is if you're in like a Friesland, an American cruiser or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, not many people are excited to see carriers. I would say 90% of the time, carriers are just nothing but an annoyance. The only person that has fun playing a carrier is the person playing a carrier. 90% of the time, the people who have to deal with them don't want to deal with them. I remember back in the day when we didn't have carriers. The thing we had was a fighter plane that could go up for like 5-6 minutes. You guys remember those days? 2019, 2020 World of Warships Legends when a fighter could stay up in the air for like 6 minutes. Man, those were the glory days, and now we got to deal with planes all the time. But, I'm not complaining. We learned to adapt. And sometimes, you can have some fun with them. I've had my share of fun when I am primarily in a good AA ship. But anyways, moving on. Increased. So the number one thing I guess they changed was increase simplicity and comfort for new carrier players. Great. So they're making them easier. Increased activity while playing an aircraft carrier. Okay. Encourage carriers to move closer to the battle, making them more maneuverable. Interesting. Move carriers toward a spawn point. Move carriers toward a point where they can be integrated into alternative battle modes. Let me read that again. Move carriers toward a point where they can be integrated into alternative battle modes. What? I don't know. We're gonna have to read this all in detail. And number 5, increase the feeling of progression and difference between aircraft carriers within and between tech trees. Okay. So they're just making carriers easier to play, like the ease of access, I guess, or making them easier and making them, I guess, more unique at the same time. Okay. Anyway, in addition, you'll be able to try out the new changes to Midway, Hakuryu, Graf Zeppelin, and Zuiho via 14-day rentals available in the store for credits during this update. With these goals in mind, let's break down the specific changes to aircraft carriers. First off, mechanical changes. These changes impact all aircraft carriers in the game as they alter the foundation of their gameplay. First off here, air spotting and detection. Spotting enemy ships from the air has received a big change. Aerial spotting is now considered a new type of spotting. Okay. Separate from a ship spotting another ship. So now your planes, when they spot something, it will actually count as plane spotting. It's no longer going to be ship spotting, because what it used to be was you'd fly your planes, you would spot something, and then it would say ship spotted. Your ship is spotting that ship. I don't think our planes are ships, you know what I mean? So it's cool that planes now have their own, their own technicality when it comes to spotting. It's actually called plane spotting now, in the game's code. There is also a new ribbon to indicate this type of spotting. Very good. So now when you're plane spotting somebody, you will know. You will see a little plane icon. Good. When your aircraft spot an enemy ship, it will only be highlighted on the minimap for the rest of your team. Wait, when your aircraft spot an enemy ship, it will only be highlighted on the minimap for the rest of your team. Okay, so does that mean you're not going to see them? It's just going to be on the minimap? Oh, okay. The detected by plane ribbon is only awarded if the carrier player was the first to spot the enemy ship within the past 90 seconds. However, when an aircraft from a carrier spots an enemy ship, it will be fully spotted for the aircraft carrier players, so they may still perform an attack. Okay, so what this is sounding like to me is now when you spot somebody in your carrier, they are no longer going to be spotted for your whole team. They're just going to appear on the minimap, but that's it, unless you're actually within spotting range yourself, which makes more sense, right? So basically what it sounds like is you spot somebody, you go in, you can see them, you can attack them, but your teammates will not be able to see them on their screen. They'll just see them on a minimap so they can get an idea of where they're at. I'm guessing that's what it sounds like to me, and honestly, that sounds like a good change. But anyway, notably, catapult fighters and spotters, now named observation seaplane, to fit the gunnery focus role from surface ships, are also impacted and no longer spot ships. That's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So now your planes that go up off your ship, your actual ship, your seaplanes, you know, that are on some ships. Like, for example, if I head on over to my, I show you guys on my Xbox here. I have my Xbox on, and I have been playing a little bit. Like a ship, for example, I'll just go, like, for example, over to an American heavy cruiser, like, for example, or a light cruiser, rather, like the Helena. The Helena has planes, see? So now, that plane right there in the back, when it goes up, it's only going to spot for you, I think. It's not going to spot for anybody else on your team. You're only going to be able to see them. And this thing is going to be renamed to a seaplane thing. So, alright. Interesting. So, let's head back on over to that. So, yeah. In addition, all aircraft can no longer spot torpedoes. Oh, that's a good thing. I think that's a really good thing. Honestly. It was kind of stupid how your planes could be almost a half a mile up and they could somehow spot torpedoes. Like, they got, like, laser-focused eyeballs, man. Makes sense. But at the same time, it is kind of, you know, annoying. Like, I think if you're going in for a dive, if your planes are so far off of the water, you should be able to see them. But, I don't know. Anyway, carrier aircraft and fighters can spot enemy aircraft normally. However, enemy aircraft cannot be spotted by observation seaplanes and airstrike planes. Okay, so catapult fighters and spotters, now named observation seaplane to fit, will no longer spot ships. So that means they'll never spot ships, or like they won't spot ships for your team. I'm so confused. So if that's what that is, like if your planes at all that you put up will never spot ships, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be really interesting. So they'll only be able to attack other aircraft. They won't be able to spot ships, is what it sounds like to me. I don't know. Anyway, hangar size and regeneration. Aircraft carriers now have larger aircraft hangars and a reduced restoration time, which is now based on the time it takes to restore a full squadron. Most hangars will facilitate 2 full squadron takeoffs at the start of battle. The aim of this change is to reduce the necessity of using the pre-drop tactic, using 1 or 2 attacks of a squadron to reduce losses before reaching the combat zone. Yes, that does make sense. You know how many times, like, literally at the start of battle, you only have, like, 4 squadrons in total that you can launch, like, that you start out with, which makes more sense now. So you're going to be able to now afford to not pre-drop as much. I always pre-drop all the time. Even if it's like the beginning of battle, I don't care. I pre-drop all the time because you only have 12 to 15 planes. Like, if you lose 5 or 6 planes at the beginning of battle, you lose 1/3 of your planes. So, yeah, 100%. That, I think, is a good thing, but at the same time, it could be a bad thing, because you could just keep cycling planes even faster, and, you know, you could still pre-drop, too. Like, nobody's stopping you from pre-dropping either. You could still do it if you wanted to, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyway, this tactic is not very intuitive or fun, or fun way to use squadrons, but you may still find this tactic effective against ships with particularly heavy AA. Yeah, so you can still do it, but it's okay. So it's not changing the fact that you can't. You could still pre-drop as much as you want. So I guess it's really, what's the point? You're just getting more planes now. You're getting almost, I'm guessing, maybe half, maybe like, I don't know, a half a squadron more, or you're getting like a squadron extra or 2 squadrons extra. I don't know how many planes are going to give us. Let's say, for example, you know, the Ranger. The Ranger, I think, has 10 planes of each type. So I'm guessing you're going to be getting like maybe 15 to 20 planes now on your Rangers. We're gonna have to see how this actually is. I'm a little like confused. I don't know exactly how many extra planes you're going to be getting, but because you're going to be getting increased hangar sizes. So are they going to double it? Are they going to only increase the number of planes by half? We'll have to wait and see. Cost and earnings. Costs and earnings. Okay, here's something I'm looking forward to. Are they going to make it easier to earn credits as a carrier? That'd be really nice. The service cost for all aircraft, so this is just for your planes, is now 0. I didn't know planes had a service cost. I never knew that it costed credits to when you lost a plane. I didn't know that. So that's interesting. But the earnings of aircraft carriers as a whole have been adjusted proportionally. However, due to the other changes, we actually expect there to be a slight increase in earnings for all carriers. Okay. So they made it to where now planes, when you lose a plane, you don't lose anything. You don't lose credits or anything like that. The service of your plane, the service cost of your plane does not get affected. Okay. But I guess they've changed the economy a little bit and made carriers themselves a little bit more expensive to take out. I don't know. I don't even know the exact numbers. They're probably going to release them later, or if not in this patch note here. Anyway, dive bombers. So to reduce the hit or miss nature of dive bombers, they have been altered to carry more bombs. However, each bomb will be less effective to compensate for the higher number. Dive bombs will inflict less damage per bomb and often have reduced penetration and fire setting chances. You know, I don't agree with that at all. I think the bombs are fine. And the bombs are already super fucking trolly enough. Like, you know, like, especially when you're dropping on, like, cruisers that know how to turn and destroyers and stuff like that. I think the bombs are just fine. I don't see why you needed to change them, but okay. But whatever. Skip bombs. Skip bombs are receiving an often requested mechanical change. They must now skip at least once before they are able to detonate. Very good. Because you know how easy it is, for example, like for a Surov to just drop right on a DD and shit on it? Yeah, well, now you actually have to go down with your skip bombers and start a skip. You actually have to skip them. So that's good. This will reduce the ability for carrier aircraft with skip bombs to deal extra damage to destroyers by dropping the bombs directly onto them. Yeah, it's been a pretty broken problem for a long time with the Russian carriers ever since they came out. So it's good that they're kind of nerfing them there a little bit. Actually, not kind of. They are nerfing Russian aircraft carriers a little bit there. So Russian bias, not so Russian bias, I guess here. W here from Wargaming. Giving targeted ships more evasion opportunities again. Yeah, again, like it was almost impossible as a destroyer to dodge. Like if you're just dropping in the first tick, you're gonna shit on anything almost. So it's good, good change. At that point, they're just bombers. They're not even skip bombers. You're just dropping them right on their face. It's not even a skip bomb at that point. You know what I mean? They're skip bombers. They're supposed to skip. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to drop them straight on them. At that point, you'd just be better off, you know, saying they're dive bombers. You know what I mean? But anyways. Adjustments to squadron size and HP. Most carrier squadrons have been redesigned with a more linear progression of power. There are now more planes per squadron, but with less health for each plane. Okay, that's good. I mean, you're getting more planes. You better get some nerfs here to the planes themselves. You know what I mean? This means a reduction of the total health of the squadron in most cases, with 2 notable legendary tier exceptions. Flight time limit. Fuel. Okay. The final overall change to aircraft carrier gameplay is the implementation of a fuel limit for aircraft squadrons. Carrier aircraft will now have a limit on how far they can fly, limiting their attack range and flight time. This primarily impacts their ability to strike targets at the start of battle and hover above targets like destroyers, and it will also encourage them to get closer to the fight in some situations. So now your squadrons will have fuel. So you got to be really careful because your planes can't stay up in the air forever. Again, it makes sense, right? Because right now, before this change is going to be coming out, a squadron can stay in the air for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. So I'm guessing they could only stay up for maybe 2 minutes at most, maybe 3. Well, we're going to have to wait and see. I hope there's like a fuel gauge number or something on screen. I hope they add something like that. That'd be cool to see. Anyway, specific changes. Tier 3, Japanese carrier Hosho. The dive bombers. The bombs per aircraft increased from 1 to 2. So now your dive bombers are going to be diving down. You get 2 planes, and they're going to be dropping a grand total of 4 bombs. So 4 bombs. Bomb damage has been reduced significantly by about 30%, actually 40%. 8,500 damage to 5,000 damage. So they're going to do less damage, but you're going to have more of them. Bomb fire setting chances have been reduced from 43% to 25%. Again, you're getting more bombs, so yeah, the fire chance is going to be significantly lower. Bomb splash radius reduced. Good change. The splash damage mechanic is so annoying. So I'm glad they reduced it a bit. You don't even have to land a bomb anywhere close to their ship, and it just gets splash damage. It's ridiculous. Maximum and starting hangar aircraft increased from 10 to 12. Okay, so it's not a big change. So, yeah, that's not a big change at all. Only 2 extra aircraft. Okay, that's good. Aircraft restoration time increased from 59 to 76 seconds. So that's actually a nerf. I thought they said they were going to be changing it, making it quicker. All right, whatever. And it's Japanese. Why would the Japanese be getting... Whatever. Aircraft restored increased from 1... Oh, so they restore more. I see. So you're getting... They take longer to restore, but each restoration, you get, instead of 1 plane, you get 2 planes back. I see. Okay, gotcha. Maximum... See, I just gotta read sometimes, Ghost. God, like, damn. L. What an L. Anyway, maximum HP per aircraft reduced from 1,600 to 1,350. Squadron HP reduced from 9,600 to 8,100. Okay. Base speed increased from 99 knots to 109 knots. That's pretty significant. And the aircraft maximum flight range set to 28 kilometers. Okay. Gotcha. Torpedo bombers... maximum starting planes, 10 to 12. Again, same changes pretty much, just for the torpedo bombers. All right, Langley. Langley's getting a change. I'm interested here. Dive bombers. So, Americans, you guys should know, American dive bombers are all about dive bombing and HE bombs. They're pretty nasty. They're supposed to be pretty good. All right, so bombs per aircraft increased from 1 to 3. All right. That's pretty significant. So now you're going to be dropping 6 bombs. Bomb damage, though, has been reduced very significantly, more than 50%. So you're going to be only doing 4,000 damage per bomb hit, and that's base, right? Bomb fire setting chances reduced from 43 to 24%. So you get more bombs, but you have less fire chance. So again, makes sense. And the same sort of changes: 10 to 12 planes, starting hangar, starting hangar aircraft reduced from 10 to 9. Interesting. Aircraft restoration time reduced from 55 to 36 seconds. Damn. So you're going to be getting planes out really fucking fast. Maximum HP per aircraft reduced from 1,900 to 1,500. Base speed increased from 9. Okay, so kind of same changes, but they have maximum flight. They have a higher flight range, 31 kilometers. I think the Japanese one only had 28. Yeah. All right. Torpedo bombers. So the maximum hangar size 10 to 12. Starting hangar 10 to 9. So you get 1 less plane. at the beginning of battle. Aircraft restoration time reduced from 59 to 40 seconds. I think this should have been given to the Japanese. The Japanese should have the shorter restoration time and the shorter squad and the smaller squadrons. That's just me. But anyway, 90 to 97 knots, 29 kilometers. Okay. The Rhine is getting a change, so you're not going to be dropping 2 bombs. The dive bomber accuracy, likelihood of an individual bomb reduced from 80 to 65%. Okay, so it's kind of like the same changes all around. The Komsomolets. Now, the Komsomolets doesn't have skip bombers. She has bombers. So, is she actually getting them now? I don't know. Hermes. Oh, here we go. This is great. So the Hermes, I guess, is getting a buff now because she's getting an extra torpedo to drop. Very nice. Ryujo's getting a buff. Now match accuracy parameters of the upgraded dive bombers. Man, I'm going to have to do a Legend stream on Monday. Play nothing but carriers and all that stuff. It's going to be pretty interesting. Lots of changes. I don't think I'm going to read through every single one of them, but like you guys can just see here. Every one of these guys is getting like increases and decreases and all this like stuff. There's so many. Surov, man, like all these guys are getting changes, and like some of them upgraded and non-upgraded. Like this is a big change for aircraft carriers. Again, I'm gonna be sitting here all day if I freaking decide to read through all these. So, it's like the same sort of deal though. Like increase in speed, decrease in health, like. What is this one? Saipan. Oh man, Saipan is getting a significant change here. Maximum hangar size increased from 12 to 18. Starting hangar aircraft reduced from 12 to 9. Aircraft restoration time increased from 90 to 170 seconds. Aircraft restored increased from 1 to 6. So you're going to be... Damn. This is going to be crazy. Implacable, all of them are getting changes. Okay. Surface ship changes. Let's read this now. You guys, if you want, can come on wowslegends.com, read all those for yourself specifically. Like if there's a specific carrier you want to read on, just go on the site and read it. All right, I'll leave a link down there for you guys for the balance changes there. I'm not going to read every single one. Or we'll be sitting here for like, I don't know, 5 hours. You know what I mean? So, lots of changes. Anyway, let's read this stuff now. So, surface ship changes. With the upcoming rerun of our Warhammer 40,000 collaboration, we're revising a couple of the commanders and ships. Arthas the Cold is getting a nerf, I think. Base trait, blind range, catapult fighter duration is now reduced from a maximum of 35 instead of 65. Oh, that's actually a buff. That's a buff. Yeah, I did just get Arthas the Cold, by the way. I did just buy him. I didn't realize he was in the store. So, this is actually good. I was noticing how stupid it was. Like, the plane only stayed up for like 30 seconds. I was like, man, that kind of sucks. So, I guess that's a good thing. Only minus 35%. So, anybody that likes Arthas out there, I know Terminator Miku, if you're watching, here you go. Ragnarok looks like she's getting a buff overall. Justinian Lions, here we go, another significant one. Base trait, Emperor's Wrath. Increase to damage while repair parties active have been improved from a maximum of 5 to a maximum of 8%. Unique skill. Wait, hold on. Emperor's Wrath? Let me look at that real quick. Let's head on over to my Xbox here. I know my Massachusetts, I run him on any of my secondary ships. And the reason why I run him on my secondary ships is because he gives me a 36% extra fire chance when I activate a heal, which is insane. A 36% extra fire chance. So my secondaries have like a 50% fire chance, something like that. Or 40-50%. It's ridiculous. So it looks like increase your battleship's damage while your repair party is active. And what did it say it's doing exactly? It said it is damage control party duration is now reduced by 25% instead of 50. Oh no, that's okay. Base trait increase to damage while repair parties have been improved from a 5 to 8%. Okay. So if we look here, so that 4.5% chance you guys see, that's gonna be getting increased to like, I don't know, for me like 10%, right? Something like that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Increase your battleship's damage while repair party. That's actually really good. So Justinian Lions is going to be an even better commander to have as an inspiration. Same thing with Arthas the Cold for your secondary ship. So again, highly recommend him if you're trying to do secondary stuff. Really good secondary commander for setting fires and stuff like that. Ignis Purgatio looks to be getting a buff and stuff and all that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go and do it, though, for today's video. I just thought I'd come in here and read some of this and read the changes. Carriers are getting a massive rework. I am going to probably do a big stream on Monday doing all this shit. I do have work off, and I have all day to fuck around and find out with all this stuff. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Again, I'll leave the link in the comment section. It's going to be a pinned comment. Go down there if you guys want to read all of this stuff for yourself. I'm going to actually save this image for the thumbnail, because this is some crazy stuff, man. Carriers are getting a big rework. The biggest rework, I think, ever. So, yeah, again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Hit the like button if you guys found this video informational or you just enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys very much. Hit that subscribe button as well if you guys haven't done so. And anyways, I will catch you all later. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.